Billy, first off, I understand you're coming to Lafayette tomorrow, right?
Yes, I'm going to be. We're going to be having a rally at our headquarters at 1507 College Saloon there at 4:00. Sammy Kershaw and I will be going in the morning over to Lake Charles and coming back to Lafayette to rally the troops and get people out to vote at 4:00 at the headquarters.
Now, I understand you're going to do some singing along with Sammy. Is that correct?
You know, my wife does not even let me sing in church. That's how bad I sing.
Oh,
man.
And Sammy, he did sing "You Are My Sunshine" up here in Shreveport a little while ago. The crowd got him tuned up, and he did sing a little "You Are My Sunshine." So maybe we get him to sing a little.
That's good. That's
great.
Good. That's
Let
good.
me ask you this, and we always appreciate you being on the show with us. What are you hearing out there? Are people ready for this whole campaign season to be over? Are they excited? You know, turnout is always an issue. What are you seeing out there?
I'm fearful that people are going to stay home because there's so much negative in the campaign back and forth. That's why the day after the first primary, I called my opponent and said, I'm running all positive ads, talk about the great things about Louisiana, to give people a reason to go out and vote for something, not against something. And hopefully we can get some interest and get people out to vote.
Well, and I tell you what, you know, it's a noticeable difference between, you know, the governor's race, which has been, you know, really bad, the attorney general's race, which gets increasingly weirder to me every day. And to be fair, yours and Kip Holden's race has been very clean, very positive, and there is a clear difference between the two of you. What are those differences, though, without being negative, without, you know, disparaging Kip Holden? What are those differences between the two of you?
Well, I called Kip the day after the first primary and told him I'd be doing all positive ads, and we've got to put our best foot forward. But I think there's a clear difference. Kip's a lawyer. I grew a business right there in Broussard, Louisiana, with an old shipping container and a $7,000 loan from my mother, and built it into one of the largest portable building companies in the Gulf, took it public, employed hundreds of people. So I had to become a salesman at a young age and learn how to sell people that they should live in a container offshore. I have that passion and love for everything I do that is so greatly needed in politics today. People that are going to do everything physically possible that they can to make a difference, not just what they have to do to get reelected. And we sorely need that in Louisiana, voting, promoting, and growing our tourism, and working closely with the next governor to cut wasteful spending and make sure we're spending our tax dollars wisely.
You know, I was watching television, I think it was last night, and I saw the first Kip Holden ad. I've seen a number of yours, and as John pointed out, both so positive, it's incredible. You know, and if you didn't know any better, you just dropped in, you would say, these guys have got the right idea about promoting the state, whereas, as John mentioned, the governor's race, the attorney general's race, it's just getting nastier and nastier. It's almost like, why would you want to do business in Louisiana? You know, so it's great to see the positive outlook that you're presenting.
Well, thank you so much. It's so important to me that we give somebody a reason to go vote for something positive. And that's why my commercials are scenes from all over Louisiana talking about all the great things we have to offer. What a great job to be able to promote this great state, which has so many great things, to the rest of the world. I'm so excited about that opportunity. But you're right. We're asking people to go out and vote and honor a veteran. It makes me angry when people don't go vote. People that lost loved ones fighting to give us that right, and our veterans that gave up so much to defend this country, we owe it to them to go vote.
Absolutely. And, you know, we had a voter turnout of, I think it was 38.6%. But the early voting shows that voting is going to be heavier for this election. I guess maybe people just decided, you know, we whittled the field down. We better get out there and do some voting. I don't know.
I think what it is a lot of people realize it's opening the deer season. There's an away LSU game. And it's the beginning of the Thanksgiving holidays. If you didn't vote early and you're leaving town Friday for Thanksgiving, but you're not going to be able to vote. So I think a lot of those votes went and voted early that normally vote on Election Day.
You know, for people out there who they kind of know what a governor does, they're vaguely familiar with an attorney general does. They have no idea what the insurance commissioner does, and I certainly don't. The lieutenant governor is a bit of a different type of person. They are really the marketing wing, if you want to say, of the state. we've had a lot of success over the last several years in the movie industry. Is this something that you would like to see continue on promoting the state through film?
Absolutely. Let me tell you what we've got to do. When Baton Rouge gives out a grant or cuts a ribbon to create jobs or gives out a tax credit, person that gives it out, if they steal the money, misspend it, never ever says we made a mistake, because then they might not get reelected. And the people that misspend the money never admit it. We've got to make sure whoever gets our tax dollars has an audited report. The movie industry absolutely is a valuable tool in promoting Louisiana, and it's a great economic engine. But we've got to make sure whoever's getting our tax dollars spends the money properly. And the only way to do that is to require them, for them to pay for an audited report when they get our tax dollars. You want to know where your money's spent? We ought to want to know where our tax dollars are spent.
Makes sense to me, man. I tell you what, and the movie industry has just, fallen in love with Louisiana, and it's best that we make as much as we can, because we've talked about this before. Mississippi and Alabama just ready to jump on the wagon, but how much fried catfish can you eat in Mississippi? Here in Louisiana, we got it all covered, man. All covered.
I became good friends with Kevin Costner, and I became good friends doing the oil spill, and he said, Billy, when I look at a movie and whether to take it and look at the deal, I lean heavily if it's being shot in Louisiana. I love the people, the food. It's like no other place in the world. And that's a great compliment coming from an actor that's made movies all over the world. And that's why it's so important for us to embrace that industry and make sure we make the people of Louisiana understand the return on investment, so we're all on the same page. All
right, Billy, we've got about a minute left. Billy Nungesser is our guest. You want to invite our listeners out there, tell them again where it's going to be, and we'll see you there tomorrow.
It's 1517 Colley Saloon, headquarters. And let me tell you, I'm loving, my wife and I are loving our new place there in Lafayette. Come on out and have a good time with us. And please honor a veteran by going out to vote.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Billy.
Billy Nungesser was our guest today on Geaux Acadiana. It's 5:28.